welcome back to the Not Suitable for Work podcast, the podcast for people who don't have time for podcasts, the podcast where we talk about anything we want. Nothing is off limits, well, except politics. We don't want to talk about politics.
Try not to.
It's so stupid. Today, though, I love animals.
I do too.
All right? I do too. And my favorite animal is a dog. Everybody.
I'm a dog person as well.
Yeah, anybody who follows me on Facebook or Instagram sees my dog Ralphie. I love Ralphie more than anything in the world. Do I want to take Ralphie places? Of course I do. But do I understand that not everybody wants to be in a venue or in an establishment with a dog? Yes, I totally understand that. That's why I keep Ralphie at home. The topic of this episode is service dogs, and how some people are abusing the right to a service dog.
More like disservice dogs at that
Disservice
point,
dogs.
right?
Yeah. Now there are articles come out recently about why these fake service dogs, and that's what we're going to call them, fake service dogs, and how they're affecting real service dogs. Now, what is a real service dog? If you are a human being that suffers through PTSD, blind, or any type of physical or mental handicap, then the service dog is for you. All right? I would even say if you just need a service dog to fly a plane, you have absolutely every right to take one.
Right.
What is a fake service dog?
A Chihuahua and a purse at Whole Foods.
What your cousin Amanda is doing.
Yeah, right, yeah. What's Karen doing?
Yeah. So, I never really had a problem with it. I'm a type of person with a mental health issue. I have extreme anxiety and I suffer from depression. Do I need the dog to go out with me in public? No, I don't. I manage it properly. There are people, though, in our generation that just can't leave the house without their service dog.
Even though they have no, real reason. It's not diagnosed.
No diagnosis.
It's all self-diagnosed. Like, well, I need it for stress.
Yeah,
I gotta have cinnamon with me at all times.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends do this.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna get some heat, but you got to look up these articles. You got to Google these articles. The real service dogs are starting to get affected because they are trained a specific way. They aren't allowed to have any interaction with other dogs.
People don't come up and pet them.
Can't pet them. Yeah. Everything. So imagine if you will. You are in an establishment. There is a real service dog and a fake service dog. Who are you going to get more problems out of?
Obviously, the fake service dog.
The fake service dog.
But that puts a bad name on all service dogs at this point.
It does. It does. But the reason a fake service dog is bad for a real service dog is that dogs' behaviors can influence other dogs' behaviors.
Correct.
So you're more likely to an actual service dog is actually going to be influenced by a non-service dog in immature behavior and what's another thing? Just natural dog instincts that they've never acted on, been trained not to act on. They're going to act on them.
Ass sniffing, pissing, shitting.
All of a sudden, this dude that's at the bar with PTSD or he's blind has to get a new fucking service dog because you wanted a collar that said service dog because you wanted the fucking special treatment.
Right. So like I said, the only way that I might do this is just to get my rent lowered so I won't have to pay a pet deposit fee.
If it's to get your pet deposit, look, if it's to get your pet deposit,
but it's not to take out to fucking the grocery store with me because I don't feel like being alone or whatever. I don't.
And man, nothing would piss me off more than have to clean a fake service dog shit at my establishment or piss.
Well, okay, so if you really genuinely need a service dog, that's so disrespectful for the people that fake illnesses just to have their fucking chihuahua with them. You know, it makes them look like assholes. Like, I don't understand this at all.
I love how you flipped it.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you have a service dog because these people with fake service dogs can't take their dog out in public.
Yeah,
we're all just trying to enjoy our pets here,
right.
Mr. Military guy with PTSD.
Yeah. Well, they have fucking service hamsters, fucking service gerbil. I think Richard Gere has one of those.
Richard Gere has many service gerbils.
Yeah.
It really helped him with Dr. T and the Women. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
By the way, that was the first time I ever saw live birth in front of my face.
Whoa.
Or a depiction of live birth.
Oh man, I think it was Knocked Up. They showed her crowning.
No, this was before. Dr. T and the Women was before Knocked Up.
I didn't watch
and
that
less
fucking
funny.
movie though.
And less funny. The crowning in Knocked Up, yeah, it looked legit.
Yeah.
It's not a gross thing. To me, it's not a gross thing.
It's natural.
I can watch National Geographic and see lions give birth.
Yeah, watch a fucking horse foal
Doesn't, yeah. Dude, horse vagina fucking swells up
Jesus
to like
Christ.
the size of my whole torso. It is absolutely amazing.
It's almost...
We're going off topic here. Are we talking about service dogs or horse vagina? Service dogs. Service dogs. So, why do people pick service dogs? Well, because it's man's best friend.
Right.
Out of all the animals on the planet, dogs are going to bond with you scientifically more than any other animal. How people do it with like fucking tigers, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's just...
If you have a service tiger, not gonna give you shit. I can't call it fake. You have a fucking tiger.
I think that's only strictly in Dubai they do that shit.
Just
with
Dubai.
the cheetahs and
It's like
fucking
a Final
tigers.
Fantasy
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
People just walking around.
Yeah, fucking open up, getting out of his Lambo with a fucking service tiger.
Who's gonna give that guy shit? Like, why do you
Nobody.
need the service tiger? My anger?
Oh,
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But where I'm seeing a lot of fake service dogs, and I'm not calling anyone out specifically, because it is such a common occurrence that somebody listening to this is gonna think I'm calling them out.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking breweries. Fucking craft breweries.
Okay, so in that defense, they do have nights where they are allowed to bring their dogs.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So that they are very dog-oriented establishments.
They
have
are.
certain days you can bring your dog out, sit on the patio with you, have a drink or
And
whatever.
absolutely fine.
But I guarantee you, this lady with her fucking teacup fucking poodle or fucking chihuahua or whatever the fuck. I don't even know these fucking names.
No,
these dogs half the times.
but some of those dogs, some chihuahuas are service dogs.
Yeah.
It doesn't really depend
Stress
on the
relief,
breed.
I guess.
Well, we have a local comic, PTSD, and his service dog is a chihuahua.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's warranted.
Dave American, by the way. We
it's-
should put.
That's actually a legit.
He's a
fucking
very funny
thing.
comic.
Yes, of course, and it's a very legit thing.
It
But I
is.
know he's gotten. I've heard people talk shit about it before, and it's like, dude, fuck you.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
what do you know?
Oh yeah. Fuck all that.
But then it's these motherfuckers that are entitled. They're bringing their animals out because it's cute, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost like an attention getter. Like they're just wanting to start conversations,
Yeah. It's like it's an icebreaker without there being like you already have a dog.
It's like they're wearing a piece of flair. It's using it as an accessory.
Exact. And if you put service dog on the leash, then that opens up the conversation of you and your mental health.
Yeah.
And it gives people that attention to you and feeling sorry for you.
Well,
Meanwhile,
I have night terrors, so
Yeah.
I have to carry
Oh
around
my
my
God.
fucking Frenchie with me.
oh, and look, my
because you're
service
sleeping while you're going out?
my service dog's cool because you can pet it. Because it's not a fucking service dog.
It's not trained. Yeah.
It is not trained.
It's pissing on me right now. It's humping my fucking leg.
Oh, just bring a cat.
Yeah.
Get a cat. Like I know cats suck, but like you can get the same attention with the cat.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to put a service cat. You don't need to put that on the leash. You walk out with a cat, we know you got problems.
Oh, of course.
I just have to run out of the room laughing at my own fucking thing. But seriously, and there needs to be regulation. We need to start making laws on this. I'm sorry, I hate to be, because we have the right as Americans to do whatever they tell us. But
how do you? Yeah, only what they tell us.
only what they tell us.
Yeah.
But
How do you regulate this though? How do you decide which is which? Do
You
you
have-
have to pass a mental test, or do you have to have some sort of medical record that shows that you need it?
I do believe that people with real service dogs do have paperwork on them. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think I've seen not the local not Dave American, the guy we brought up, but I did see another dude.
You brought up.
I brought it. He's a very funny comic.
I know he is.
And
He's hilarious.
it's really good to see what comedy has done for him because he's stepping outside
Yeah.
of that. And
He hardly brings the dog out anymore.
doesn't bring the dog out anymore. Comedy is his comfort zone now,
Right.
and it's really awesome to see when you love comedy that comedy can help people.
You
like
saw the vet who worked at the Lowe's, and I believe Colleen or Keller.
Yeah.
They hired him and his dog also. His dog wears a little
The
fucking
dog
vest.
gets paid more, which is weird. The dog gets
Yeah.
paid more. But the incident I was talking about,
That dog can't fucking make copies of keys though.
or can he?
Yeah,
You don't know
probably.
that now.
Yeah, you're right. But that's a really cool thing that they reached out and did that, and obviously it's legit.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, this is how I know they have paperwork. Because a couple years ago, there used to be a guy named I don't remember. It was called the Dog and Tony Show. I think his name was Tony. And it wasn't a service dog.
Clever.
It was.
It's like
it
was.
was.
On the Dog and
it
Tony
was.
Show.
And you wanted it to be amazing when he showed up at open mic.
Right.
The Dog and Tony Show. The dog was like, I think, a corgi, so adorable. No,
Yeah.
it was a beagle. It was just this adorable beagle.
Right.
This guy goes up on stage, fucking just tanking with his jokes, and the dog is just shitting and taking and pissing. That was the funniest part of the set.
Fucking humping his leg while
This
he's
is
trying to
fucking
do comedy.
It's a dog being a dog. But then there was this guy a couple years back, and I think he was showing up to the open mics we frequent, Jake. But he showed up with his dog, and they didn't allow him in the venue, and he actually pulled out paperwork of the service dog. So that's one way you can regulate it. Yeah, you can look it up. There's a registration process, and the registration.
$40. You can pay $40 to get your dog registered as a service animal. What? So.
But they have to regulate that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do they fucking do that? Because obviously they're not.
You can obviously get the paperwork
Yeah.
now.
Because like I said, I thought about doing it with my dog just so I wouldn't have to pay a fucking pet deposit.
Which I think is absolutely fine, because
Yeah.
I think pet deposits are the worst fucking thing.
It's stupid.
It's
My dog's not fucking up your apartment. You're fucking up your apartment.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck up this apartment by smoking a bunch of weed in it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, these walls going
I'm
green.
gonna say I didn't name my dog Kyle. It's not punching holes in the drywall. You know, fucking like what the fuck.
I'm drinking Monster and shit. No, I think pet deposits are the worst, and it makes pet deposits bring the worst decision out of people. And I feel for you if you're moving right now and you even think about getting rid of your pet because you move into a place that either has too much money on the pet deposit
Right.
or doesn't allow animals, you find another fucking place.
And I know people that have had to fucking
Give up
relocate their animals somewhere else just because they couldn't move into the place. They
Not
wouldn't
me.
fucking have them.
I would never.
I would definitely find a different place that was
yeah.
more pet friendly, obviously. But there's people that will actually give up their animals just so they can live somewhere.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not true lovers.
They're not
of their
true lovers
animal.
of that animal. And I hate to say it like that.
Yeah.
But like, and it, it's comparing
Well,
what we.
it is. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
apples and oranges. Like, I mean, you're talking about two separate things here.
And
like,
we gotta put ourselves in their shoes.
Of course.
Maybe in some instances they had to move there because
Right.
it was close to the kids' school or something.
it's more job friendly, help with the commute.
and in
anything
those
else.
cases-
there are stresses in day to day life that we don't always foresee.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
in those cases, shoulder shrug. I understand. But if you just like, oh man, this fucking condo is so nice. This is gonna be the nicest condo I ever live in. They don't allow the dog. I gotta find another home for
Right.
it. Fuck you.
Yeah, so like my pets are like my kids. Okay, I'm a dog person all the way. I've my dog Charlie. She's 4 years old now. She was a street dog. Found her as a puppy.
Same thing with Ralphie.
Brought her in. I'm not a cat person by any means whatsoever, but I am now a proud cat owner. I found a cat 9 months ago out in the fucking
The
freezing
cat
rain.
found you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He was the size of the palm of my hand. I could hear him fucking meowing as I'm taking my dog out, and it's raining and shit, and it's
Jesus.
just out there in the cold. So I bring it in because obviously I'm not a fucking piece of shit. And as soon as I brought it in, meow, meow, my old lady's like, Jacob, what is that? What is that? Oh my god, it's a cat. Oh my god, it's a cat. So we wash him up for the night. I was like, he can stay here until it stops
I love how he
raining.
calls his significant others old ladies when they're probably like 26. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I say it as a term of endearment.
I know.
It's
just funny.
basically like my wife. We're common law. But,
It's just so southern of you.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I'm southern, but I don't have those southern aspects. And then you're the opposite
Yeah.
with your southern and you have those aspects. Go on. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the cat owned me after 2
Mhm.
days. Like, it didn't leave my chest for, the first 3 days of
You
we
are
had it.
comfy human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It imprinted on me.
Yeah.
So now, I'm a fucking cat owner. I love animals. If I'm getting told that I can't be somewhere without them, I'm not going to abandon my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll find someplace else, or I'll be cool and get them registered for $40 online. Just say
Which
they're-
is scary that you can just go to the, because it didn't used to be like this. You couldn't just go to the website.
And once again, no way, we're not shitting on anybody who has an
actual problem and needs a service dog.
Yeah.
We are literally talking about the hipsters of our generation.
Right.
And, like, the older generations give millennial shit about being very sensitive and being, not, well, entitled's a good word, but it really shows just how, like, like,
right.
how high and mighty we are, or how mighty we think we are, where we can just be like, well, I'm just going to get a dog, I'm just going to get it registered, and then I'm going to bring it with me wherever I want to.
I think it's this mentality where, I guess, we're Generation Y or some shit like that.
We were.
Yeah, I'm on the cusp, born in '82, but I grew up playing outside.
No internet.
I got my ass whooped if I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Did anything like that. And it's this attitude of these people that become parents when they think about, well, my parents were mean to me whenever I was a kid. I'm going to let my kid do whatever they want. And that's what exactly it's all turned into. There's no discipline, there's no rules or anymore.
Because if they're not having kids, they're treating their dog the same way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And then when they have kids, I think that probably the idea of the service dog probably leaves them when they have children. I'd like to think so.
And we're only speaking from our own mindset point of views here. We're not saying that we're right about any of this.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're right in the fake service dog.
Well, yeah.
Like,
it's a disservice to the real service dogs.
Yeah. It's like a military, like a dude walking around the mall with fake valor on.
Oh yeah, stolen valor.
You know,
man, for real.
I mean, we put that like when you put it in that perspective, like I'm offended for the actual service.
Exactly.
Dog,
Exactly.
This fucking,
socially, where do we draw the line?
We have to make a distinction, and then but we're so focused on stupid shit.
Right.
That anybody can make their dog into a service dog.
I can't help but think that scene in Endgame where Captain America fights Captain America is a total synonym for what's going on in our world right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, everybody's focused on the wrong fucking shit.
We were talking earlier about, minimum wage and how it was back in the day. It was easier to find living and no one thought about the cost of inflation.
Didn't need a college education to get a good job.
Yeah.
But and then they put these rules in place.
They put the rules in place, don't think about inflation. Right. Now when fast food workers want their minimum wage higher just to live, you have people who went to college and have big office jobs going, no, but I went to college to earn that amount of money.
Well, and then you also got people that actually went to college that aren't getting the fucking jobs.
That aren't getting the jobs and working fast food. And I know we took that, but that is America fighting America.
Strange
and with this situation,
fucking dichotomy.
Yeah, in this situation, I would think someone would go, well, no, hold on, people. Not everybody can just have a service dog.
Right.
But our government, being our government, was like, oh, is this a thing now? Give us $40.
Right.
Because money. They would rather charge you $40. They would rather charge you $40 to make your dog a service dog that you don't actually need, to put actual service dogs in danger of losing all their training. They'd rather make money off of that than to legalize weed, which in the first fucking 2 weeks would solve probably half our economic fucking crisis.
And drop the murder rate severely.
Yeah. But why are they doing that? Why do we allow them to do? Why are they being allowed to do that? Whose fault is this?
Oh, I think I know who this one lays.
I mean, it's pretty much this. Our listeners can pretty much call it now.
The masses are asses. So
the masses are asses.
It's all your fault.
And it's all your fault. We need actual service dogs for people that actually need them.
Yep.
There are people going on. Not just blind people, and I don't know how you got blind, but I'm just going to bring up the troops because they go over there and they fight. They say, they
see things that none of us could ever imagine at all. They watch their buddies die right in front of their face.
To the point where they're always on edge when they get back into our country and into our reality, always on edge, and they need that presence. And that presence being interfered with because you're out in a bar and your ex is bound to walk in any moment and you need your fucking dog. I don't know the reasoning for a fake service dog besides attention.
It's a fucking accessory.
It's an accessory. Keep the dog in your purse like Paris Hilton did. If that's the case. It was hot. It was very hot. It was very adorable. Yeah. That was a very adorable dog. I think the dog's dead in that bag still in the closet.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely. She never took that dog out of the bag.
No.
But do that. Buy a small dog. Carry it around in your purse. Guys, carry it around your wallet. Or guys, get a purse. I don't know. But from what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing about and reading about, there are people actually out there with fake service dogs just trying to start that conversation.
Self-diagnosed mental illnesses, just because you get claustrophobic in tight spaces, doesn't mean that you're actually having...
And I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah,
it's funny
here.
you be...
Xenophobic, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Whoa! Wait, isn't xenophobic like...
afraid of big crowds.
Oh, I thought that was claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic is being
What's the
tight
one where you're
spaces.
afraid of Muslims?
Muslim phobic?
No, that's Islamophobia.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. No, I was literally, I thought you said xenophobia. For once, I thought...
pretty sure that's...
Let's make another disclaimer. We are in no way promoting...
Yeah, this has gone off the rails. I think it's starting to become our fault.
But anyway, you know what would be a great icebreaker in those conversations where you just need old Biscuit, you fake service dog? You know what's a great way to get yourself attention? Shout out the problems wrong with this country. Shout out the problems shout out what's wrong when a soldier comes home from war and he's not being taken care of by his
Right.
country.
Right.
Fucking start that conversation in the bar instead of your fake service dog.
Right.
You know, because those guys, some guys come back and they can't afford that $40 registration fee.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they can't get that service dog.
It's heartbreaking, man. It really is.
It's
I
heartbreaking.
mean, like, I just...
We can't find humor in it.
yeah,
in the
I'm at a loss,
the
you know?
main message of this whole thing.
Yeah.
We can't find humor in it. And when you can't find humor in it, then it must be something serious. And we wouldn't be talking about this and we wouldn't feel so awkward if it wasn't for the crowd.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for this need of attention.
Yeah.
Because attention in itself is an addiction.
Right.
And you go through stupid lengths to ease that addiction.
This podcast is our service dog.
This podcast is our service dog. Because if we didn't have this podcast, I'm pretty sure Jake and I would burn down a building.
Oh, yeah.
We'd just burn down a building.
We're not going to say which one.
We're not going to say which one. We have an idea, but we're not going to say which one. I hop you close. For the crowd's fault, I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
See you next week.